Welcome back to Module 3 of the Text Success Masterclass. This is Lesson 5, and I want to read you a little quote from a very good friend of mine. Attention is the currency of engagement. To captivate others, you must first seize their attention, for it is within that fleeting moment that true connection begins. From my good friend, ChatGPT. The goal would be to decrease the time and energy you spend on crafting your communication with your list and increase the effectiveness of those communications. So, first things first, you have to identify and know your ideal client. So, what is an ideal client? An ideal client is somebody who finds the perfect solution to their problem or need in the services or products that you or your company provide. The ideal client, sometimes referred to as the IC, or sometimes you hear it referred to as the ideal client avatar, but I like to drop the word avatar because they are not little blue people. So the ideal client will be loyal to your company, will frequently use or buy your products or services, and is highly likely to recommend you to their friends and colleagues. So this is going to enable you to personalize the communication, giving them what they want and what they need. If you have never gone through an exercise to define who your ideal client is, I highly recommend you download the worksheet that is in the files attached to this lesson and take the time to do it. It is not difficult, but please don't rush through it. Take the time. The more clear you are about who you're speaking to, the better it is for you to be able to craft the communication that goes out for your business. And I promise you it's helpful for every area of your business, not just building your lists. So here are just some quick tips that you are going to want to make sure you remember specifically for text lists. Okay, this is where text lists and email lists diverge just a little bit. All right, so number one, you want to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. So there are two different types of text messages: an SMS, which is a short message service, and an MSS, which is a multimedia message service. So what are those? Short message service is literally just texting. It's letters and numbers, okay? And the character limit for those for most providers like AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, etc., is 160 characters. All right. So you've got to make sure that you are very clear and concise with what you want to say. If it goes over 160 characters, a lot of these providers are going to break it up into multiple text messages, and most people don't read after the first one. Okay, so make sure you're keeping it short, sweet, and to the point. Now, the beauty of an MSS, which is a multimedia message service, is that it can be longer and it comes in one text message. So how do you take a regular text with letters and numbers and make it a multimedia message? Well, you add a picture. And so immediately, just by adding some sort of graphic onto it, it is going to give you more characters. That still does not mean you need to make it as long as an email, because people, you know that you don't want to read long text messages, but it'll give you a little bit more than 160 characters just in case you need that, okay? So you want to make it personal. Personalizing using things like dynamic fields is what they call it in Project Broadcast. So you're actually saying their name, or you're signing with your name, or you are personalizing it by making sure that you're giving this specific client information on a product that they've purchased or that they've already stated that they're interested in. So make sure that it's personalized, okay? Don't send them things that do not apply to them. They will opt out. Another really cool way that you can personalize is if you send your contact card. I have a tendency to do this when I'm sending my welcome text. When people join my list, they're going to get my contact card, and it just simply says, hey, here's my contact card. Add it to your contacts in your phone so that when we text back and forth, you know who I am. And then they can add it to their contacts, and you are no longer a mystery person. And then make sure that you are, if this is consistent with your brand. Make sure that you're using emojis or images or humor. Make them feel something. And then last but not least, I've said it before, I will say it multiple times throughout this course. Be clear. Have a clear call to action or a reason for the text. Don't make them guess, because we all know that in 2023, which is the time of the recording of this course, people's attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You have about 3 seconds to capture their attention, or they are not going to read the rest of your text message. So you need to make sure that the reason for the text is clear and compelling so that they keep reading. This is a pretty short lesson. So coming up next in lesson 6, we're going to talk about personalization and segmentation strategy.